Rabbi Gershom, you're most welcome. Thanks for coming. Please, board members, even if you don't come in front, but you can step, you can raise up for recognition. All board members of ZIMU. Thank you very much.
As the first deputy president, ZIMU, I welcome the delegate to give us the word in today's dialogue. Thank you, sir, for coming.
When I look around, I don't see anyone who is not Jewish. And Zionism is well defined as love for the Jewish people and for Israel. If you hate the Jewish people and you hate Israel, you are not a Zionist. You don't have a place in our midst. Zionism is deep love for each other as Jewish people. Deep love for the state of Israel. And love for the state of Israel, for the Jewish people, must be demonstrable. You must be able to demonstrate. It is not about speech. How do we demonstrate our love for the Jewish people? How do we demonstrate our love for the state of Israel? We demonstrate by action. I first of all want to thank everybody who voted for me to be the first delegate representing Uganda Zionism to Israel. As you might well know, Uganda as a nation has history with Zionism. Uganda was chosen in the early 1900s as a possible home for the Jewish people. In fact, they wanted to make Uganda Israel, but the proposal was rejected by the World Zionist Congress. Had that proposal been accepted, we would be in Israel. I was so privileged that I attended for the first time in the history of the Jewish people of Uganda a conference in which Uganda would be Israel. I'm now talking about my experience in Israel. The conference, the World Zionist Conference, which is different from the World Zionist Organization, the conference sits once in 5 years, and the World Zionist Organization exists all day. So the conference invited Jews from many countries of the world. The first experience I had was Kibbutz Galuyut. Kibbutz Galuyut means the ingathering of the exiles. Jewish people have a hope that during the time of the Messiah, that there will be Jewish people from all the four corners of the earth, and they will be in one place in Jerusalem. The World Zionist Congress managed to do that. That we had Jews from China, from Australia, from India, from the United States, Europe, South America, and also from Uganda. That experience was an experience of the Messiah. And why do we talk about the Messiah? Because the Messiah shall not come until Jewish people are one. The unity of the Jewish people is what will bring the Messiah. Despite our minor differences, we have to respect the fact that we are all Jews. And how do we respect that fact? By respecting each other and loving each other. So I saw that in Jerusalem, we had Jewish people from across the spectrum, from the Orthodox to the ultra-Orthodox to the Reform. Actually, the MC was a woman from the Reform organization, and she was the one conducting. And everybody followed respectfully. We had a common cause. The conference had two main parts. The first part of the conference was passing resolutions that affect the Jewish people. And the second part of the conference was the elections of its leaders. I participated in both. I participated in the part of the conference that passed resolutions. And I was placed particularly in the committee of languages. As a delegate, I was in the committee of languages. And in our committee, we unanimously passed a resolution that the Hebrew language shall be the language of expression for the Jewish people across the spectrum. It was passed. What does that imply? Actually, one of the speakers remarked that the next conference, which will be in 5 years from now, will be conducted entirely in Hebrew. The conference I was in had translations. They expect all of us who are in this house to be able to speak Hebrew within the next 5 years. It's a very big task. You need, right now you should be speaking Hebrew. And you should be raising your hands to ask questions in Hebrew. So it was passed, and it is a task now of the World Zionist Organization to ensure that Hebrew teaching resources reach all destinations where Jewish people are. Great emphasis was placed on the United States of America, which holds the largest number of Jewish people after Israel. It was resolved that the World Zionist Organization shall require the teaching of Hebrew language in their schools in the United States of America, the same way English and Arabic and other languages are taught. It's not possible here because we don't have many schools where Jewish students are. You cannot transform the curriculum of Uganda to teach Hebrew. Even in our school called what? Gadumire. How many Jewish children are there? Only one. So we cannot say now we want to teach Hebrew in Gadumire, in Nankus Primary School, in Mukono Primary School, because we are few there. But we are mandated to teach Hebrew to our people. And not only reading, but speaking Hebrew, spoken Hebrew. Very important. Hebrew is really very important, because I remember when I was at the border, the port of entry, the younger lady that I went with had her passport picture taken when she was very young. By the time we went to Israel, she was older than, she had outgrown the picture on her passport. And they were wondering if she was actually the one. And you know, at the border, you get the visa. And during that process, you are supposed to answer those questions to the border control. So I saw there was a problem, and I forced myself into the room, and I began to speak Hebrew to the lady who was interviewing the younger lady. My speaking of Hebrew to that lady changed everything. The visa that was being delayed was granted as soon as immediately, because of the speaking of Hebrew. So Hebrew is to be treasured, especially for us who are in Uganda. How do we prove? First of all, we don't look Jewish.
Yeah, true.
Jewish people have a look. For us to be known as, even when you put a kippah, they will still ask you, are you Jewish? That's what they say. You have a kippah, even if you put sisiot, even if you wear a talit and tefillin, they will ask you, are you Jewish? While others will not be asked if they don't have a kippah or not. So now, how do we fit ourselves in the world of Jewish people? By acting like them. Mostly by speaking Hebrew. Somebody will say, are you Hebrew? You will say, Ken ani Yehudi. Ani Haver Shel Kehilat Yehudit be Uganda. Sabagabo knows this. You can even repeat what I just said. You can even translate. So once you do that, you are already placing yourself in a better position. So Hebrew is what we resolved upon in my committee. There were other resolutions that were passed, including resolutions of egalitarianism, the place of women, the place of other denominations in Israel. And you know, Israel is predominantly ultra-Orthodox. The Reform and the Conservative and other organizations have a very small place, to the extent that even at the Western Wall, a place that is considered egalitarian is being contested by the ultra-Orthodox. Because egalitarianism means a woman shall rise and lead services at this place. So there was a resolution that was passed in favor of egalitarianism as well. There were other resolutions passed on behalf of Israel, and this affected the ultra-Orthodox. In fact, while I was there, I witnessed a demonstration of the Haredim. Haredim are the ultra-Orthodox who did not want to serve in the army. And Zionism requires that you serve in the army to defend the state of Israel. But the ultra-Orthodox, the Haredim, said, we don't want. It was a very, very big demonstration. And one person actually died. They had climbed high, and they lost balance and fell and died during the demonstration. But there was a resolution was passed that every who is able must participate in the defense of Israel. Because how do you consider yourself a Zionist if you cannot actively demonstrate that you are a Zionist? So, all in all, that is what I experienced. The conference had two parts. The first part was the meeting in which resolutions were passed, and the second part was the election of the leaders of the World Zionist Organization. We participated in both, and the leaders were elected. If you go on the website, you will see who is who in the leadership of the World Zionist Organization. I represented you well because I was introduced as a rabbi amongst the other rabbis, because the committee, the conference was attended by so many rabbis, because rabbis are on the upfront of leadership of the Jewish people. Every day we are in the synagogue and speaking to the people and teaching them the love for each other and the love for Israel. It is through us that Zionism can be passed on to the congregations. So we are part and parcel of Zionism. I want to conclude by saying that the leadership of World Zionist Organization here in Uganda must work very hard to unite our people. Divisive politics has no place. Irrespective of our differences, we must speak one voice as a Jewish people. And the leadership must be at the upfront, at the helm of creating unity for our people. And we must have clear leadership, representing all our minor differences. Once that leadership is put in place, and once we are able to work together as leaders, then the community can work together. We as rabbis have demonstrated that already through our rabbinic assembly. That our rabbinic assembly has created an atmosphere of unity and love for each other. That a bar mitzvah or a bat mitzvah that is held in Kwanya can be attended by representatives from across the spectrum of our community leadership. That is a very wonderful beginning, and I wish you would clap for that. World Zionist Organization called ZIMU in Uganda must do even much better. We know we do go into elections, but the system and the idea of belittling others, of speaking evil, of malicing, of speaking all that about each other as Jewish people has no place in Zionism. It is a demonstration that we hate each other. We are about to pull eyes from each other. That's not Judaism. That's not Zionism. If we continue to do that, I will create my own Zionist organization in Uganda. And I will not be part of a Zionist organization that actively and publicly posts abusive messages on its platform. That is not unity. And that is not Zionism. Zionism is about respect for each other. Even when we disagree. Even when you think you are my enemy. It is a platform on which we should speak calmly and resolve our matters. It's not a platform on which we should fight. If you want to fight, let us go there in the field. Let us have spectators and let the fighters go in the ring. Katula. If you want, you come here, they will clap for us. I kick you, you kick me. I slap you, you slap me. So, my friends who are here, who are gathered here, Judaism is not about abusing each other. Judaism is about ahava. Every morning we sing ahava rabbah ahavta. That God loved us with great what? Love. And without that love, we are doing something else. It's not Zionism, it's not Judaism. But I want to thank you all who have come and for your attention. And I will thank the leadership of ZIMU, the current leadership, for making sure we have this dialogue, a place where our voices can be listened to and not shut down. And I want to advise that we should not shut down voices unless those voices have turned divisive and abusive, if they are deviating from the true path of Judaism and Zionism. But I thank you all for the spirit of loving Israel and of loving the Jewish people. God bless you all.